So we dealt with 20,000 bogus amendments from a party that did not want any worker representation at the table. 20,000 bogus amendments where we were shouted at when we tried to talk about how none of these were actually even probably generated by real people. That is the nature of democracy in our House. Then the Conservatives said they were going to make us vote all weekend. So in my final moments, I would like to wonder, because we have the Conservative leader who's refused, and he's refused to apologize for his connections with Alex Jones. He's refused to distance himself, that we're dealing now with the politics of disinformation. And will the Conservative leader, I certainly hope I see him on these. This is an important issue. If they're going to make us vote all weekend long, I will be here, Speaker, because I made a promise to workers in Alberta. I made a promise to miners. I made a promise to people working in the auto sector that we were going to make sure that they had a voice at the table no matter what the Conservatives did to try and interrupt us.
Questions and comments? The honourable member for Regina Louvain.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And actually, we just saw a demonstration from the Member of Parliament from Timmins James Bay of why he will not run for re-election, because he doesn't represent any views of his constituent. And the reason why he said he'll be here all week is because he doesn't...
Another point of order from the honourable member for New Westminster Burnaby.
Absolutely inappropriate, disingenuous comments, Mr. Speaker. This is questions and comments on the bill, not personal attacks. The member should know better, and he should retract and apologize.
Not that I'm supposed to comment on the debate that's actually happening, but it's coming from all sides at the moment. The honourable member for Regina Louvain.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And I will take no lessons in honour coming from the NDP House Leader, Mr. Speaker, because that has no lessons to give. So I would ask the member from Timmins James Bay, can he put on file today, or actually talk about some of the oil workers that he has talked to in his riding and their comments on the unjust transition bill? And has he had conversations with maybe some of the people that worked hard? He talked about the Alberta Federation of Labour. I'm sure my members from the Environment Committee talked with him as well, and Natural Resource Committee talked with him as well. My question is, I believe our Natural Resource Committee members on the Conservative side have canvassed far and wide the feelings and how people feel about the Unjust Transition Act. My question is, has he, and if he has sole confidence, maybe he should decide to actually re-offer and run again in Timmins James Bay?
The honourable member for Timmins James Bay.
Well, well, well. Who have I spoken to? I have spoken with the Carpenters Union. I've met with them in Edmonton. I've spoken with the operating engineers. I've visited the IBW in Western Canada and multiple times. I've worked with Unifor in Western Canada. I've worked with the Canadian Labour Congress. I've worked with Steelworkers District 6, who represent the mining communities, and Steelworkers District 3. And you know what they all said to me? They all said, why is it that the Conservatives are running this relentless gong show to try and stop our members from being heard on issues of our future and our jobs? That's who I hear from. I don't hear from Alex Jones. I don't hear from the far-right extremists. I hear from people who work and who have a right to be heard and who are being denied their right by the constant interference and undermining of basic legislation by the Conservatives.